We did it! You're here! How are you? So nice! This is a special, special venue. This is elegant, spooky. Here I am dressed like the asshole that would turn it into condos. Put a couple of bachelors up there, put some over there. But yes, again, genuinely thankful you're here tonight. It's not easy to get the night off the internet, so this is, I know you had a lot of Pinterest projects you've been hoping to tackle, a lot of desserts you were hoping to hack, because that's your to-do list. You've seen all those things on the internet, and you're like, I'm gonna do those. But you're here, and that's the right choice. You don't have to do those things. As a group, let's stop hacking desserts. Stop. I know you see those videos, bird's eye view, chop some of this, move it over, put this, cover this, swirl it, pull a toothpick through for the swirls. No one cares. Turn the muffin tray over, cookie bowls. No cookie bowls. Stop with the cookie bowls. Stop with the no-bake cheesecake crap. You don't have to make 4 different colored cakes and combine them. Cake is a flavor-based thing. Once it tastes like cake, you're done. Stop yourself from overachieving. If you ever find yourself grinding up Oreo cookies to make the crust of your dessert, stop making dessert. You had dessert. It was Oreo cookies. You had a whole bag of dessert portioned into discs for you. They're in discs for you. They come with the serving size built in. You're done. You can stop. Best case scenario, you grind those up in a food processor, and then you put some other stuff, and then you whip some cream cheese, and then you mix in some sugar, and then you put some, and you cover it for a bit, you put it in the fridge, take it back out, and then you invite your friends over, you gotta clean your house. 4 hours later, they take a bite out of them. Best case scenario, they go, mm-hmm. These taste just like Oreos. Yeah. Yeah, they did 4 hours ago too. I want my life back. I've been in an endless loop of home improvement for 5 years because I bought a house 5 years ago, and you don't just buy one. Now it's a project. You buy it, you flip it. Ooh. People on TV are flipping houses all the time. People in the real world, we're back flipping them. Making them worth less with the shit we do to them. I bought a house 5 years ago. It needed some work. I've spent 5 years working on it, and now it needs twice as much work to undo all the shit I've done to it for 5 years. Because I bought it and thought, I own a plaid shirt. I'll throw that on. What else qualifies a man to renovate a house from top to bottom? I watch these shows all the time. What do you want? New kitchen? Cool. Give me half an hour. Takes 30 minutes according to these programs I just watched. We'll skip the commercial breaks, we'll be done in 25 minutes, no big whoop. But they don't show you the parts they need to show you on those programs. There's important parts of a kitchen renovation you need to see. They will not show you the part of a kitchen renovation where you just lay on the floor and cry for an hour. Where you just pull up the floor and there's more goddamn floor and you lay down and you give up on life. That's home renovation. Show that. Show a young couple doing dishes in a kiddie pool in the backyard. That's home renovation. Show the property brothers walking down the street so they can shower at their neighbor's house. Show me scrubbing up in a coffee shop bathroom. That's home renovation. That's the part they need to show you so you know you can't do it. That's the stuff you need to see. Everything else, you're pretty sure it's better to pay somebody. Home renovation has lost that part of everything else. Take your taxes to an accountant. That was the right choice. Pay somebody to cut your hair. Big win. I can't see the back of my head. They can. Let's just let them do it. It's so funny. You're so unimpressed by a contractor, but a hairdresser, you're like, holster for your blow dryer? Oof, pro. Dental work never gets treated with the same disregard that home renovation does. Nobody here would think twice about dental work and just tackling it themselves. Nobody here would wake up with pain in a molar and think, okay. What do I got, 2 hours? Okay, I'll roll up my sleeves and see what I can do. Same jerk looks at the roof on his house, shingles are curling, he's like, okay. I'll watch a YouTube video on how to put a roof on a house, sure, yeah. How hard can it be? And here's what you won't do. You won't watch a long YouTube video on how to put a roof on a house. That's how arrogant you go into it. You're so sure of yourself that if you find a video and it's 10 minutes long, you stop immediately. No. I'm not looking for a master class in roof theory and pitch mathematics. No. I need to know if the shingles start at the top or the bottom. That's it. You find a 3-minute YouTube video, and 2 minutes in you go, I got it. You don't got it. You don't got it. If you're not a roofer, your roof is a ramp to your driveway. That's all it will ever be to you. It is a ramp that ends where you park your cars. That's it. Stay off your roof. Those roofers have things you don't have. Tools, training, balance, so many appropriate footwear. Do you want me to go on? Like, they have so many things you don't have. They have those harnesses. Do you have one of those harnesses? No. Do you know where to get one? No. And here's the big question. Do you know what they tie it to? Me neither. I have no idea. I've seen the harness. I've never seen where it ends. I've never seen the end of that rainbow. So even if you equipped me with a harness, best case scenario, I think I would tie it to the top of the ladder. I don't know where else it would go. And then I would fall off the roof, and then I would get smacked with the ladder. That's... Stay off your roof. Why? Take what you do, work an extra shift, pay for the roof, do what you gotta do. Pay somebody. Even inside your house, don't. Even if you don't have a house yet, but you're gonna get one, I can already tell you something. The walls in your house, everyone's house, don't take them down. Don't take down the walls in your house. Unless they're separating part of Germany, there's no reason to take down a wall. Everybody wants to take down a wall. I don't want to ruin the surprise for you, but they're holding up the ceiling. Do you know that about walls? They hold up the ceiling, and everybody wants them down. Everybody wants them down. I don't want any walls. I want open concept. I don't want to be in the kitchen one night and hear laughter from the living room and feel left out. I want no walls in this house. I want one big main floor. We're doing one big main floor. I guess a curtain around the toilet, but that's it. No walls, no secrets. Because you saw it on a show. They walked right in, that's the first thing they did. Like some, designer walked in. Designer, not an architect. Designer walked in and was like, oh, this could be cute. But you know what? I would take down this wall, and I would take down that wall. Okay, cool, yeah. So, but you're a designer, yeah? So you specialize in pillows mostly, is that fair to say? You're just telling me to take down these walls? Were you here when they built? I noticed you're not rolling out any blueprints like they do in movies. You just want to take these walls down? Is that what you want to do with them? And then what? And then what happens next? I assume we run like hell? What happens after you and I, two unqualified people, disturb a wall? Leave the walls alone. There are things behind those walls you're not ready for. Plumbing, wiring. Every wall in your house is just like a Kinder Surprise of bullshit. Every wall in your house is just like a Cracker Jack box, and the prize inside is you lose a thumbnail. Like, it's always a bad idea to touch the walls. Plumbing is one thing. Plumbing is bad enough, but wires. There are lots of wires behind lots of walls. Are you electricians? No, you're not. Maybe one or two of you here tonight are electricians. But there are a lot of guys here that fit the description just by looking at you. Those assholes that cut your own wires like you work for the bomb squad. You're so sure of cutting your own wires. The only difference between you and an electrician is the electrician doesn't turn his head when he cuts the wire. That's the only difference. That should signal something in your head. An electrician would just do this. There you go, you're done. But most of you would be like, okay. Oh, no. Everybody okay? I read the breaker wrong. Okay. Anybody see where those kitchen scissors went? Did anybody? That's just the arrogance you have for electricity. You're not afraid of it, and that gets passed on. You learn that from your parents. I learned that from my dad. I watched my dad cut an electrical box out of a wall with a saw that was plugged into that electrical box. I'm like, thanks for the help, Dad, but this is on you. I don't know how electricity works necessarily, but I know what a complete circuit is. And you're a very big part of it right now, Dad. You need to know. But that's the arrogance. You learn that. Give it a go. That's what you do. You're gonna build a deck, go for it. How big is it gonna be? I don't know. 15, 75 feet? I'll just build it till I get to the end. That's the lack of information you feel you need. You just go for it. Go buy everything you need to build the deck from scratch. Take a break. Go get lunch at Subway. Why Subway? Because you can't build a sandwich. That's why. That's your actual building skill. You're gonna build a garage and outsource your lunch. Like, think about your prioritization. Right? And Lowe's and Home Depot know that. They put a Subway right in the Home Depot sometimes. This save you a trip. They know. Home Depot's fully aware that they sell power tools to idiots who can't stuff meat and cheese into a bun. They know. They know. They don't care. They'll let you in. They love Home Depot. The whole place is built on people like me, uninformed and confident. They know. Contractors, they make you go in the side. They don't care. That's why they changed their slogan. It changed home renovation for everybody. A few years ago, they changed their slogan to the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help. And I don't know how they can legally lie to you twice like that. Just went for it. Hey, man, you can do it. I can't. Okay, we can help, but you won't. From everything I've seen, you can send me the wrong way looking for a saw blade, and then you can fuck off into the garden center so I can't find you again. Yeah, because you're afraid of follow-up questions, because you're also not an expert. You're a semi-retired math teacher who didn't save enough, aren't you? Admit that to you and me. Yeah, a little close to home for some of you. They want people like us. Contractors, they made a side entrance for contractors. They're like, what do you do this for a living? Go on the side. We're saving the front doors for people with Pinterest accounts. There's a contractor entrance, far end, and then they save 6 parking spots for contractors. 6. 1/2 dozen. There are 200 parking spots in that lot. 6 people in this building got the hang of it. Like, they are saving a 1/2 dozen contractor spots. 2 rows over, there are 8 spots for pregnant women. 8 expecting mothers who are expecting to build a gazebo this weekend. And then farther over there are 10 handicap spots for people who try to put their own roof on their house or do their own wiring. Because if you're not a contractor, there's only handicap or eventually handicap parking at the Home Depot for you. That's it. Those are your only options. Because you shouldn't be allowed in, but they let you in. It's so easy to get in. You don't even have to open the door. You might not have thought of that, but you don't even have to push the door open to get into a Home Depot. Gets out of your way for you. Grocery store style, motion activated. Get in here. You're a contractor now. They had one chance to test your upper body strength. And they passed. Get them in. Just have one big wooden door in the front. That's all I'm asking. One big wooden door. And if you can't push it open, your journey ends right here. You tried? You failed. This isn't your thing. Or have a guy inside the front door who shakes your hand, and if it's as soft as mine, he turns you around, he pats you on the butt, he sends you back out into the street. Sorry, big guy. You can't come in. I just shook your hand. It felt like I was smushing a cupcake. That's what it felt like to me. You have cashmere mittens where your hands should be. I'm leaving you out there for your own safety. I'm not going to sell you a saw knowing full well that you could cut your hand on the receipt. That's a big risk we're not going to take. All right, come here for a sec. Between you and me, I think you might be looking for Michaels. Why don't you let somebody else build something and you can decorate it with burlap ribbon or something fun like that? What do you say? But they're not going to do that. Why would they do that? They love people they'll sell you whatever you want. Get in there. What do you want, some 2x4s? Fill your cart. They're inside now. They have room temperature lumber for all the daffodils who can't handle cold 2x4s. Get in here, fill a shopping cart. How many you want? Yeah, take as many as you want. I know you don't have a plan. No, nobody does. A cartload ought to do it. No. Well, what does the plan say that you submitted to the city? Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, just buy as many as you want then. Yeah, no permits. They don't care. They'll sell you whatever you want. You get the shopping cart, because you go in the main entrance, not the place where they have the good flats for carrying out big stuff. You get a shopping cart, and then you stuff the 10-foot 2x4s in, just a bunch of them. 2 feet go in the cart, and then 8 feet stick out like you're a bunch of idiot unicorns running into each other. You're like coming around corners too fast and jousting with other idiot couples at Home Depot on Saturday morning. But they'll sell them to you. They don't stop you. It's not like a liquor store. It's not like a casino. There's no moral obligation to stop you. But if they had to, they would. They can see what they're dealing with. They can see who they're selling to. They could stop you from buying the stuff on your footwear alone. They look down and be like, oh, flip-flops, huh? Is it Casual Friday on the job site? I didn't even realize. You see the top of your head where your hard hat's never been? They know. They see your keychain. They know what a Mazda symbol looks like. They know you're not loading this lumber into the Ram. They know you're going to roll down the passenger window of your Mazda 3 and stuff them in all wrong. They know. That's why they take their break after they ring you through. They're coming to watch you load the car. Did you know that? They always take their break after somebody like you because they want to see you load the car. They want to watch you roll down the passenger window and start stuffing 10-foot 2x4s through one at a time. Gouge the upholstery, maybe bust a cup holder, take out the headrest, get 2 more in there. They don't care. They watch your girlfriend pull her seat all the way forward because you need her to. Get her leg up, get her face against the inside of the windshield. You make her hold 108-foot 2x4s under her right arm because you don't have rope and you're about to hit the highway any minute now. And they know. They're going to sell them to you every time. And why? Because you're going to take them home, you're going to cut them too short, and you're going to buy them again. Yeah. Because you suck. You suck. You're bad. You're no good. You genuinely believe, I think I could build a structure if I had to. I could probably build a shed if I put my mind to it. No, you can't. And it's not even that. You can't measure a 2x4 and cut it to the appropriate length. That's how far gone your skills are from where you think you are. If you're in that idiot couple, any 2 people who are like, okay, you measure, I'll cut. One of you is a weak link. I was like, okay, you measure them, I'll cut. Okay, take the tape measure and measure the thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, oh, hang on, it won't hook. Okay, hang on. It's not hooking. Okay, here we go. Okay, cut it to 62 and the third of the second biggest slashes. Like, not the big one, but the medium, so it's like the 7th overall. So if you can't remember that, just cut it where I pressed my thumbnail into it. That's your actual building skill. And you think, you don't got it. Stop trying. It's so hard. It takes you so much longer than you thought it's going to take. My house was going to be done by now. I've been 5 years. I'm 5 years in. 5 years into a 35-year mortgage on this piece of crap. Which means mathematically I might have to buy my funeral plot on the conditional sale of this home. That's terrifying. 5 years, what couldn't be done? Gave it like 6 months. 5 years in, I was gonna have all new kitchen, new custom cabinetry and countertops. I was gonna have a huge master bedroom that felt just like a personal oasis. And then I was gonna go into a beautiful ensuite bathroom that felt like a day spa. I was gonna have a fireplace in between the two because I don't understand how ventilation works. It's been 5 years. I can't get the kitchen wallpaper off the wall to paint the goddamn kitchen. That's what I'm stuck on. Wallpaper. And as much as I like older people, if you're here tonight and you're over 50, you can go fuck yourself for all the wallpaper. Anyone under 50, call your parents tonight and tell them to fuck themselves for all the wallpaper that they shellacked onto every wall of every house in this country and another. You just shellacked just wallpaper. And you don't even have time for it. And it was so horrible. Sometimes it was like the power trio, not even just one kind. And each was made of a different kind of glue. And each was a different kind of inappropriate. That 3 combination, you know? Bottom half is one thing. Maybe some vertical stripes in a power trio that draw your eyes down and towards, just a power trio of brown, gold, and avocado. A timeless trio of colors that cascade to the floor and draw your eyes to the shag carpet that somebody put in a kitchen at some point. Top half is polka dots that match the stucco ceiling, that spiky stucco ceiling that help make you feel like you live in a cave and also helps you ensure a no balloon policy for the rest of the time you live in that house. And then just to keep all the seams down, a nice border of something inappropriate like cowboys and Indians. Oh, this will never go out of style. Yes, it did. It's not even out of style. It's inappropriate now. And it's not coming down. This is all on here. Everyone talks about, oh, it's not hard to get wallpaper down. Did you try hot water? Oh, yeah, hot water? Yeah, of course I tried hot water. Sprayed the whole wall with hot water. I have mold now. There's mold. Did you try fabric softener? Yes, I did. I was overcome by the smell. Passed out, dreamed I was lost in a meadow somewhere. Woke up, still there, still looking at it. If it comes down, name the episode of the home reno show anywhere where you saw them strip the wallpaper. You can't, because they don't. They will tear down the wall and build a fresh one to save a little time. But I can't build a wall, so I've got to pull the wallpaper off in 1-inch squares like I'm trying to save a postage stamp. Just, I got to take a day off to let my thumbnail grow back every now and again. Sometimes you think it's going to come down in a strip, and then it ends in that tapered point of disappointment. You ever do that where you're like, oh, yeah, here we go. It's going to come off in 6-inch strips. Here we go. No. Oh. And now it's smooth on both sides again, and you get to start fresh. So fun. They don't show that on TV, but after I shoot this, my next step is I'm going to try and get my own home renovation show. There's no date yet, but I've got the title, so you can set the PVR. It's called Fuck This House. Yeah. I've titled it Fuck This House. That's the show. Every episode is 4 hours long. There's no commercial breaks. There's no edits. One cameraman. We're not pulling the wool over your eyes. We're showing you everything. The drinking, the crying, the swearing, the breaking up, the getting back together, the breaking up, the getting back together. All of that stuff. We show every little detail. Taking a 2-hour break to watch Die Hard on Netflix, even though you own it on DVD. Right? That's what we're doing. Everything. I show you all of it. The first season is 26 4-hour episodes where I install one ceiling fan. That's the whole first season of Fuck This House. The whole first season of Fuck This House, one ceiling fan. We start with me in a kitchen, ceiling fan in a box on the floor. Welcome to Fuck This House. I'm your host, Graham Chittenden, and I don't have a ladder. Let's start right at the start of this problem. I don't own a ladder. Forgot I wasn't 9 feet when I bought the ceiling fan. So I'm gonna drag over the kitchen table. Let's climb on top of it. Let's fall off of it the first time. Let's climb back on with no socks on this time. There's a big trick of the trade. No sock feet, extra traction. We're gonna take out this old light fixture, which is only held in by one screw, which would be an easy job if I had a screwdriver that corresponded to that one screw, but I don't, do I? No reason. So what am I gonna do? Gonna take a screwdriver I do have, jam it in on an angle, and just try and flick your wrists in such a way that the corners of the star catch the corners of whatever the fuck shape that is! That I've never seen before. It's not the square, it's not the star, it's not the slot. The previous owner made his own screws. I'm absolutely sure of it in my heart that this man forged his own screws into the shape of his family coat of arms. So, if anybody out there has a screwdriver that looks like a guy on a horse in front of a crest, ready to just another guy with an owl on his shoulder, I would love to borrow it. In the meantime, I'm gonna dig at this thing with a Phillips head, 1 minute on, 9-minute break. 1 minute on, 9-minute break. You're wondering about the breaks. I can see that. You gotta take the breaks because you think you're in pretty good shape. You might even go to the gym 3 times a week. You've never worked out this muscle. I guarantee you, I can't explain what happens. You might be able to deadlift 400 pounds, doesn't matter. Your arm will burn 10 seconds into this with a crippling fatigue like you tried to swim the Atlantic Ocean. I can't explain it, but it'll happen. You got about 10 seconds, you're like, Go left and right if you're ambidextrous. You can do it left and right, but you still need 9-minute breaks. We'll do that for the rest of the day, I guess. Come back next week. I'll show you how to use a butter knife. That's all the time we have this week on Fuck This House. Season 2, we drop one little white screw. We look for it for 26 episodes. See what I'm saying? It drops. It should be right here, but it's not. It's not. I heard it fall. I heard cha-ching. It's only one ching away. It should be right here. I mean, I've looked at it from various angles. I've done the foot sweep a few times. Nothing. 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 It should be right here. It's not. 26 episodes later, we find it in the laces of my shoe. That's fuck this house. That's home renovation. That's real home renovation. That's how it works. I'm gonna have a whole series one day. I'm gonna Oprah the whole thing. I have a network. I'm gonna have a cooking show that comes on right after called, well, I don't know what happened. Where you've never made this thing before, but don't worry, neither have I. We're gonna ruin it together. We're gonna do it in a semi-renovated kitchen. And we're gonna cook real dishes. I'm not doing anything with ingredients that require a 3-day scavenger hunt. I don't wanna... Cooking shows, as far as I can tell, are for psychotics. Yep, black garlic, just pick some up, coincidentally enough. Yep, rack of lamb, thawing, perfect. Yep, okay, cool. Yeah, I just love to use up some of this truffle oil. I hope they say truffle oil. No, we're gonna use stuff I already know you have, okay? We're gonna use lunch meat that you're not sure if it's going bad or not because you can't find the expiration date. We're gonna do all that stuff. We're gonna grill it a little longer, that cooks off the poison. You know how science works. We're gonna show you a lot of great meals you can eat over the sink because you're late for everything. That's the kind of show I'm trying to get on the air. We're not gonna do anything you wouldn't do in real life. Nothing. There are certain things they do on TV and you're like, that's not a thing. Marinating is out. Marinating is banned from my show. They do it all, like, even sometimes you're following along. You're so close. It's Thursday, you're hungry, but you're an adult, so you feel like you shouldn't eat granola bars for dinner every night of the week. You're gonna have a hot meal, you're close, you're following along. You've made a few substitutions. As long as melted butter is the same as buttermilk, everything will turn out okay. And then they stop, very nonchalant. Okay, so now we're gonna cover this. We're gonna let it tenderize. We're gonna let the flavors combine. We're gonna pop this back in the fridge for, I don't know, 24, 36 hours. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Did you show up fed to make dinner? I have to eat soon or I'm gonna die. I didn't show up fed to make dinner. That's something a psycho would do, okay? You could jam yours back in the fridge for a day and a half. But I'm gonna jam mine into my George Foreman grill and eat it when the juices run clear. That's what I'm gonna do. And as far as the flavors combining, I've got a tip for you. That'll happen when you chew. That's what chewing is. The flavors don't have to combine off-site. That's what your mouth does. You don't need a food processor. You have a food processor. You ever eat chocolate, like a chocolate chip cookie, and you can taste chocolate and cookie at the same time? That's your teeth working their magic. That's my cooking show. It's a real cooking show. I'm gonna answer real cooking questions for you people. Real questions like, what's happening to my black plastic spatula? Yeah. It gets shorter every time I cook, but I'm not cleaning it off of anything. Am I eating it? You're goddamn right you're eating it. Everyone in here is eating up spatula right now. Everyone has one at home that they're halfway through. If you're 40 years old, you've eaten 10 whole spatulas. Did you know that one? You know when you're out for brunch and you're eating eggs and you're like, why do these eggs taste better than mine? No spatula in those ones. I'm right in the middle of my life. I'm 35 right now. Yeah. Ooh, that one cackle's a bit of a thinker. Like, what the hell do you mean? I'm 35. Ha! What? What? Is the Gap Kids jacket throwing you off? Like, you're like, you can't be 35. It's from their junior businessman collection. Oh. I go to work just like Daddy. Yeah, exactly. The fact that you don't even know how old I am just makes me like, I'm done with this middle part. It's just, my life right now is like a very long book, and I've lost interest, but I'm too far in to quit. Like, I'm not loving it, but I gotta see how it ends. That's how I feel about where I'm at right now. Because I don't have kids, you know? So I'm just ready to get old. I just could get old. I'm done. The whole point of this tonight here is I just want to tell you all my jokes, have them on tape, and then I can stop. As long as they don't screw anything, if this works out and the audio's fine and it's all in focus, I never have to tell this again. I might not even go on stage anymore. I might do the rest of my comedy career like a substitute teacher. I'll just bring the tape and just put it on and then go sit down. All right, wake me up when the bell rings. That's what I like this job. It's a good job, but I could retire. I'm ready. That's all I've ever wanted to do. Ever since I started working, I just wanted to stop. If I could be 65 tomorrow, I would take it. I meet people of all ages, and 65 seems to be the sweet spot. It's the best part of your life. Pressure's off. No one's asking you when you're going to start a family. Like, there's no any of that. 65. Every day of your life after the age of 65, you feel the way the rest of us only get to feel Friday at the office when we get back from lunch. That special feeling where there's lots of time left, but you're not going to start anything big. You know that Friday afternoon feel. I'm gonna maybe I'll walk around, see what other people are doing, and maybe tidy up a drawer. That's all I'm trying to get out of life right now. It's the best part of your life. I've seen too many things that prove that to me. Like, if you don't believe me, there's proof in the world. Go to a casino. If you want to see older people tearing it up, and you want if you're a true crime fan, you want proof, go to a casino, go to the Lost and Found. And there is something there that will change the way you feel about getting older, and I'll spoil it in advance. It's a box of canes. No, extrapolate what I'm telling you. There is a box of canes at every casino in the Lost and Found because there are senior citizens there having so much fun, they forget they can't walk sometimes. Ask yourself that as a gauge. When was the last time I was having so much fun that I thought, fuck it, I'll crawl? When was the last time you were juicing that much enjoyment out of your life? Ask yourself that. They're tearing it up. Senior citizens are having so much fun. And there's so many other hints. Things like I need to know about getting old. Like, what's so great at 4 a.m. that I'm going to make sure I'm up for it every day of the week. For most of your life, waking up early is the worst thing that can happen to you. If you sleep till noon, you wake up, the sun is in that spot, you feel rested, you're like, this is my favorite day of the week. And I'll tell you why, because I almost missed it. That day that almost didn't happen for me, best one I've had in a long time. That's how worthless your life is in the middle. Every day is like, there'll be more. But when you turn 65, that changes. Your kids are gone, your job is done. You jump out of bed an hour and a half before the sun comes up every day for the rest of your life. And you think to yourself, I've got nothing to do today, and I am going to get started. If I'm going to accomplish nothing, I better get on top of things. That front window's not going to look out of itself. Somebody's got to call the cops on people parked illegally on this street. Who's to spy on these neighbors if not for me? I can't wait. I want to be that guy. I'm excited. Old guys are fun. They're wild cards. You don't know what they got planned for you. Old guys are my favorite. As long as they're not in front of me in line at the bank, I'm cool with them. But even then, I never blame that old guy in front of me at the bank. It's not his fault. It's my fault. I'm late. I'm unrealistic about my time frame right now. I've got 5 minutes left of my lunch break. I'm going to try and refinance my mortgage real quick. And this old guy in front of you could not be in less of a hurry. He is not in your hurry, and you'll never get here before him. He's had a huge head start. He's been up for 12 hours. This is the second thing he's done today. Second thing. He got up 12 hours ago. He ate half an English muffin. Half. Not even a whole one. That's another thing I want about old age, fuel efficiency. These old guys are running on nothing. A 70-year-old man can go 2 days on a plum. They need nothing. They need no power. They eat because we remind them to. They don't need anything to get by. That's the best part. Because once he's up there, you're done. He doesn't go to a teller. He goes to the tellers. He gets them all. Worst combo is you get the old guy and you get the old lady at the other teller, and she has other limitations to her banking. She's not gonna be fast either, but it's because she doesn't know what her bank card looks like. And she's just brought a big bag of stuff, and she's gonna pull it out one item at a time and present it for verification. Is this it? It's not. Is this it? Why would it be a picture of your grandson? It's not a picture of your grandson. Why don't you just find a card the same color as these walls and let's get banking? What do you say? She'll get out of there as soon as she can. She just goes to the teller because she's just there to take out $10 like she gets every week. She takes out $10, and the machine's only spitting out 20s, and she's not a Rockefeller, so she wants $10. She'll be on her way. Now the old guy is running all the tellers like a panel show. What's your name? Oh, you're cute. What do you think of the weather? Do you know my grandson? Like, they just keep them all going. No hurry, no card in the hand ready to go like most people do. All right, let's get right to it. None of that. Taking his time, he's gonna small talk. And you're like, why don't you just bank first? That's all I would want to ask. Just bank first, and if there's time, have a little chat. You can even chat while I'm banking. I'll bank, you can chat next to me. Bank first. And I found out that's not a possibility because sometimes they're not sure if they're there to do any banking. That's how casual, do you understand what I'm saying? How much spare time do you have that you're like, maybe I'll pop into the bank, see what's happening there? You don't. You don't have that time. He's not here to open a checking account or pay any bills or discuss his tax-free savings options. He's here to say hello to everybody and to tell them what this building was before it was the bank. Yeah. Well, the Shriners had it till 75 and then they sold it back to the city. We don't care. We don't care. I do now. I didn't when I was a kid. When you're like 10, 15, your dad's trying to impart that stuff onto you. When he's driving you, one morning to hockey, and he's like, when I was a kid, see this neighborhood over here? That was all field. And when you're like 12, you're like, wow, who gives a shit? If you go back far enough, it was all field. That's how time works. But now, I want to tell people what stuff used to be. I can't wait to be like, hey, kid, when I was a kid, that was a Blockbuster. Blockbuster. Oh, you don't know what Blockbuster is? Okay, well, sit down. Gramps is going to tell you about Blockbuster. Not that I'm going to have any kids. I'm going to tell other people's kids because, again, at 35, I'm getting the feeling there might not be any children in my future. I don't think we're going to have any. My girlfriend and I have discussed it. I think we've ultimately decided my parents can't afford it right now. I think we're going to wait till they're ready, if anything. Plus, I don't think I want my own kids. I don't think I want my kids. I have no problem with you having kids, have kids. I just don't like this enough to continue the product line. I'm not impressed enough with my own physique to get this back out on the market. If you don't like your own body, why would you give it as a gift to anybody else? I've never understood that. My body's like a 2-star hotel room. It's good enough for me. I don't recommend it to other people. Get yourself somewhere nicer. Plus, we sort of went the other way, and I think most people would consider this a stepping stone, but for us, it's not. We just decided to get dogs. I'm a dog owner. That's my whole life. And it is both amazing and horrible all at the same time. And when I say dog, I have dogs. Dog people always tell you, oh, you having a problem with your dog? Because we got one dog, and then we had problems with it, behaviorally. And people said, oh, you know what you got to do? You got to get a second dog. Oh, yeah. Most people are like, should I get my kids a dog? We're deciding, should we get our dog a dog? They're like, yeah, 2 dogs. It's like, it's easier. It's like having no dogs. How does that work? That is not checked out yet. If you think your kid won't walk your dog's not gonna walk your other dog. It won't work. When has a tornado ever been stopped by another tornado? That's not how destruction works. You don't double up on the thing that's ruining your house. That's not how destruction works. Get 1 dog, 2 dogs, 2. We got a second dog. And here's my thing. I'm not against getting dogs. Get a dog. But be prepared. Too many people, they're not Christmas gifts. They're not, here's a fun thing. They're not, I'm sorry for what I did to you. You're the best wife ever. I got you a... No. If you're going to get a dog, start thinking about it now. Even if you're going to get it next year, prepare immediately. Go home tonight and trash your house. Just trash it. Just see how it feels. You can have no more anything, no reverence for any items you own. Just walk around, just sweep everything off the tables, throw a baseball end to end. That's all fair game now. Just walk through mud and walk back through the house. Do whatever you want. Just walk around your house. Just give yourself a little haircut. Just give a little trim. Let it fall, and anything you own that's made of any fabric, any kind of upholstery, and then find a sneaky place to take a dump. Do those 3 things. Just like pull the couch out, make a mess, push the couch back, don't tell anybody about it for a month. Let people walk around and wonder what the problem is. Just let it happen. Like an involuntary Easter egg hunt. That's 4th option, have your friend come over and step on your genitals while you're trying to watch TV. Just have your friend come over and stomp your crotch while you're trying to do something else. That's the dogless dog test. If you can pass that, get a dog. You're ready for a dog. Otherwise, you're not. But if you can sort of embrace the destruction, that's really the pureness of dog ownership. If you can really be like, yeah, this place is just dirty now, that's... Being a dog owner is not unlike being the parents of a young child. You just have to stop caring after a while. There's a zen to be like, all right, the plague is here somewhere. You know what it's like. New baby, new dog, first week, if something icky happens, you're scrubbing up to the elbows with hot soapy water like an OR nurse. Week 3, you're just like picking up turds and throwing them into the garbage can from across the room. Don't even wash your hands, you go right back to your sandwich, no breaks. You're like, who's got the time? My hands are gonna crack. And then ultimately now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have 5 dogs. 5. We started rescuing dogs, which, I know, I'm a hero, but we have 5 dogs, and each one we got was older and more broken than the last one. We, for sure, go to the as-is section of the SPCA. Like, if there was a dented can section at the SPCA, that's where all of our latest dogs have come from. A couple of old Shih Tzus that are like 13. If you're here tonight, you should know that I have an old blind poodle, and if you're watching this at home, you should know that I had an old blind poodle. Just based on time, I feel that's a pretty safe way to put it. There are these old 2 Shih Tzus. The old ones are like 2 Shih Tzus and this poodle, and they all look like broken toys have come back to life. There's some voodoo curse or something. Like, they look like stuffed animals that have been loved way too much by a very needy child, like a child who went through some shit. Loved one of these. That's the animals that are walking around my house right now. They all have varying numbers of eyes. Like, some of them have 2 that work, some have 1 that works, some have 2 that don't work. It's all a thing. We have a 19-year-old blind poodle, and we brought it home because it was ready to go, we think, but it seemed happy. So we're like, well, don't kill it just because it's old. We'll take it home. We'll let it live here for a couple of months and pass away. And that was 2 years ago. I have watched it die 3 times. Do you understand what I'm saying? One night it fell over like one of those fainting goats. Next morning it was looking for breakfast. I mean, not looking, it's blind. But you know what I'm saying? It was asking for breakfast. And if you get a blind dog, poodle's the way to go. It has a puff atop its head, not unlike myself tonight. And so it's got this puff on top of its head. So poodles are actually the ultimate blind dog because it kind of just walks around and kind of just picks a direction. And then when the puff compresses, it stops and then just tries a new direction. And then the puff hits, and then the puff hits again. It's like a Roomba that makes the house dirtier. That's exactly... It's a reverse Roomba just walking around the house. All I really would love one time in my house is to take one bite of food where I didn't have to stop to pick out the hair that's miraculously made it in there from God knows where. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me right now? This is takeout. How did you do this one? They're like street magicians with their hair. They're like, check your mouth. Oh my God. And I still find that one gross, but my girlfriend doesn't even find that disgusting. She's like, what's your problem? It's just dog hair. It's your dog's hair. Why does that bother you? I'm like, my problem is these dogs have the same hair running from the top of their head to right down their body and then underneath. My problem is, which end did this one come from? That's my problem. Because you don't know. Dog lovers always think it probably sprung up its cute little head and floated undisturbed through the air and landed on my Cheerios, no other detours. No. Realistically, it's the hair that came off of its butt because it's been rubbing its butt across the carpet all morning because its butthole itches because it's trying to crap out a bunch of wet wallpaper got out of a garbage bag. That's the hair you're pulling out of your mouth. And if you don't believe me, take a green marker, scribble on the dog's butt. Just scribble on your dog's butt with a green marker tonight. Just one time. Like, have a little area map. And the first time you pull a green hair out of your mouth, you'll buy a Dyson vacuum. I swear to God you will. You'll treat yourself. Because it's gross. I genuinely believe we have too much time. I think we extended how long we live. We didn't fill it with anything good. And then the internet suggests things, and you kind of just get them put in the back of your head like you thought of it already. And I don't know what I'm leading to here, other than we're all adults here tonight. So let me tell you this. Stop coloring. I don't know why that came back. I don't know why coloring is a thing again. We're all adults. Nobody in here should have colored in the last 10 years. That should be... But it's back. Adult coloring is back. You can get adult coloring books, and it's not even the fun kind. It's not even like, there's no nudity. They're just harder to color. That's all. Like, they sell specifically, they've marketed coloring to adults. We passed that grade of our lives. That was a task we needed to master to make sure we had motor skills. They just wanted to test to make sure our eyes and our hands were talking to each other. You don't have to color anymore. You should never color during the same year you filed a tax return. That should just be, there should be no overlap. My girlfriend bought me a coloring book. I did it for a bit. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm bored. Plus, the fridge is full. I've covered it. I'm not doing it anymore. If you're not coloring, if you're not doing the why, if you're not putting them on the fridge, what's the point? Which, to me, look at that. Look at the fridge. You paid for that. You bought that fridge. You should be proud of that. You should not be putting pictures you colored on a fridge you bought. Again, that's an overlap issue. You don't have to put Graham Chittenden, age 35. You don't have to put that on a coat. Just go write it right on the fridge. Graham Chittenden, age 35. Look, I paid for a fridge. I bought an appliance. I'm an adult. You don't need to color anything. I know what your defense is. Coloring is just a way to relieve your stress. That's the thing they do it for now. You need to relieve your stress? Try coloring. You're an adult. You have adult problems. If your stress can be cured by coloring, I genuinely believe you're not that far gone. If your problems can be cured with coloring, maybe don't try coloring yet. Start with an ice cream sandwich. That doesn't work, put some sprinkles on it. And then we'll move to coloring, and then we'll get you some pipe cleaners. We'll go in the order you have to go in. But we're adults. You have adult problems, and you're going to try and fix it with coloring. Like most people, you ever seen a guy who's really stressed out, end of his rope? He's like, okay, well, bye, everybody. Going to jail. Getting audited this year. And I'm going to get screwed because I did not pay capital gains tax when I sold that rental property 3 years ago. And even if I had the money to pay it back, I can't give it to you right now. I need to put it into my car. It's falling apart. Needs brakes, tires. I need $3,000 worth of brakes and tires on a car that's worth $750 to go to a job that I hate very, very much. I've had heartburn inexplicably for 3 years. I've just had it every day. It's just part of who I am now. I'm the guy with heartburn. My family hates me. My hair comes out in clumps in the shower. All I want to do right now, I want to go home. I want to sharpen some pencil crayons. See if I can't solve these problems. And even then, you probably got a family at home. You're going to walk past them and not chip into their lives? No, you make dinner. Yeah, you make it. Yeah. What's the matter? You got bullied at school? Suck it up. Daddy's got to go to his office and do real work. Expect your wife to support that habit? Oh, that's good, Billy. Thank you. Do you want another scotch? Yes, please. Better make it a double. These zebras are going to be tricky. Coloring. Find something else to do. Everything you see on the internet, don't do it. Stop, while we're here, stop thinking that you could live in a tiny home. I'll say it. Everyone thinks they can do it. You can't. You saw a picture on the internet one time of a couple who happens to own an orchard. And when you put a tiny house in an orchard, sure, looks great. They're sitting outside, drinking coffee, no rain, no snow. Looks great. They own an orchard, 300 acres. Their little getaway. You don't have that. Is that same tiny home gonna look good behind your ex-wife's house? No. Plus you saw a picture. Go inside of one. That's when you'll know. Next time you're in a change room at the mall, just have a look around. Just give it a little walk, take a little lap. Ask yourself, okay, if this had a kitchen, could I raise a family here? Tiny homes, stop. If you drive out of Home Depot and you see that row of sheds and you think, that looks like a cute neighborhood, then maybe you can do it. But for the most part, you can't do it. You think, oh, it looks so fun. It's not. Anyone in here, you like stuff too much. And I'm not accusing anybody of being a hoarder, but if you have several pairs of pants, you're disqualified from tiny home living. You can't live that lavish lifestyle anymore. What do you got, jeans and khakis? Well, pick one. Oh, you picked the jeans? Probably a bad choice, because guess what? Those are your work jeans, those are your dress jeans, and those are your swimming jeans. That's just how you gotta live your life now. Cancel Christmas and birthdays, that's all over. You can't accept gifts from anybody. Every gift is an insult to your lifestyle. Everything you open is an insult to where you are. It's a risk to you. You open something up, you're like, a duvet, Mom? Are you nuts? I could drown. Do you understand what kind of danger you put me in? What, am I gonna build an addition for this thing? I can't. This is not gonna fit into my bedroom. It's on top of the cupboards. That's where I sleep at night. Even if I want to sleep under this, I won't be able to scoot this up the ladder. You need to be able to live your life. Just have standards for yourself, okay? Don't live anywhere that can be stolen by a medium-sized car. Make that a rule for yourself. You've had your car broken into. Imagine that was your house. You're like, oh, my keys were in there, and my kids. They're all gone. You can't live in, you can't be with somebody because you need to be able to fight with them. Fighting is an important part of a relationship. You can't really fight with your significant other in a tiny home. You could do it once to the death, but there's just the one time. If this shed's a rockin', we're killing each other. Like, that's where you can't have spats. There's no spats. There's no little. Because I don't want to see your face for the rest of the night. Okay, great. Then let's get over here, and we'll sit back to back. Because logistically, that's the only way it's gonna work. You need space. My parents are only still together because there's 2 places in their house to watch TV. That's the only reason they can still coexist. They don't always spend time together. I went to my parents' house last year around Christmas. I went upstairs first. My mom was eating a piece of cake and watching Home Alone 2. I said hello, popped downstairs to say hi to Dad. He was eating a piece of cake and watching Home Alone 2. They have common interests, but still choose to do them separately. You need that space. Because again, you're gonna be together a long time. Our lives are very long. I truly, truly believe our lives are so boring right now. And that's why we have to fake the backstory of a lot of our furniture. And you might not know where I'm going with this, but the style right now, design style, is sort of broke ass, if I could describe it in a word. It's broken stuff. Like, you always antiquing a piece of furniture. There is a method you can learn to make your furniture look very, very old. That's how boring our lives are. We have to make our dresser look super interesting. You have to paint it, and then you sand some of that paint off, and then you sand a little off the side, maybe hit it with a chain a few times, and people go, oh my God, what happened there? And you're like, I don't know. Civil War, maybe? Who's to say? Who's to say? That's how exciting this place is. Where'd that little splotch of white paint go? That thing is green. Why is there white paint there? I don't know. Not saying it wasn't the Nazis. Who's to say how exciting this whole place is? I'm having a good time. Just all the extra decorating, even like making our house look like scary places. Like, barn board is so hot right now. Barn board. You just put barn board on one wall of your house. We did like barn board in the living room, and then in the kitchen, we did subway tile. And if you think about it, barns and subways are the dirtiest places on earth. And we've tried to recreate that magic in our living space. Ooh, barn board. Yeah, I just thought we could live how pigs live. What do you say? What do you want to do for the floor? Tile? I don't know, maybe we just put down some straw. What do you say? Keep with the motif, and if it gets dirty, we'll just put down more. Junk is just hot right now. People want to get their hands on it. Old doors? Oh my God. You can get an old door. The possibilities are endless. My girlfriend's like, we should make a headboard out of an old door. And I'm like, we have a headboard that was always been a headboard. You can just have proper furniture. The war's over. They canceled the scrap drive. Who could be, why would I want an old door as a headboard? Well, it's an antique, plus now you have this fun risk of smashing your face off a doorknob when you go to sleep at night. That's That's fun. Somebody shared on our walls like a shed made out of old doors. Ooh. My girlfriend's like, could we make a shed out of old doors? And I was like, not a chance. No. Because I can't install a door as a door. If you gave me a door and came back an hour later, there'd just be a man crying in a doorway. That's it. Junk is so hot. That's why you pull those heists on the side of the road. It's so embarrassing. Just when you see furniture on the side of the road, your girlfriend just jerks the car wheel over you're just almost getting into an accident. You're like, what? She's like, I saw a rocking chair. You're like, yeah. Well, I wouldn't have bought a rocking chair, but if it's on the side of the street, you're like, get it before anyone notices. You're like, it's a piece of shit. Yeah, and we got it first. It's garbage. We've collected so many. I have old record players at home I'm gonna fix up. I have no idea how that works. I can't get a piece of lint out of the headphone jack of my phone. I think I'm gonna fix up this record player. There's no chance. We've gathered all this stuff. So much so, in 5 years, we had to have a garage sale where you would think they were clearing out grandma's house because she passed away. We had to, if you start a garage sale at 7 in the morning, if that's your plan, people will get there genuinely, I'm gonna say 5 p.m. the night before. If they get the address, they'll knock on the door. But then even after that, if you say 7, the first real person that day will get there at 6 in the morning. 6. Why? I said 7. They'll get there at 6. And why? Because they're looking for the good stuff. The good stuff. And you're like, oh, you're looking for the good stuff? Great. Come on over. Have a look in the living room window. See that? That's our good stuff. We're keeping it. Still good. Why would I sell it to you? Yeah, if you want a VCR with no little flappy door on it, I got great stuff outside. But they really genuinely believe they really honestly believe you have great stuff. And they will ask, they think you're holding out sometimes. They'll treat you like you're a store. Ask you questions. People will be like, excuse me, this. Do you have any more like this? I'll check the stock room. But I think that's it. Why would I hold out on you? I could check the computer to see when we're getting any more in. Would that be helpful to you? Have you tried our other locations? You ever had anybody try to return something to your garage sale? Return something. Somebody brought back a blender. It was like, yeah, this blender doesn't work. I was like, yeah, I know. That's why I sold it to you. It was $1. You weren't suspicious? You don't get a blender for $1. You get a shot at a blender for $1. You failed, and now you have a vase that looks like a blender. That's what you have. People will try to part stuff out. I just want this. No, you got to take the whole thing. Well, I don't want the salt and pepper. I just want the salt shaker. Okay, well, salt and pepper shaker, 50 cents. Just a salt shaker, $5. There's a pepper restocking fee. Did you know about that? I'm trying to get rid of the stuff. Take more. The more you take, the less I will charge you. There's so many things you do that you just I've wasted my time. I went to all the trouble to go to, some office store and get the little stickers with the prices, and I wrote the prices on. What's the point? Nobody wants to pay that price. If you put a squiggle on it, somebody will go, I'll give you half a squiggle. People are haggling like you're trying to gouge them. You're like, nothing here costs more than a donut. Why are you fighting these prices? These are deals. Anywhere else, these are deals. But they're like, they really give you that look. They really try to play hardball. They look at who they brought with them. What do you think? I don't know. You're like, yeah, I don't know either. I agree with you. I'm really having a doubt about my whole life right now. Trying to play hardball like you're going to go, no, don't go. They'll give you questions like, okay, what's the best you could do? I'm like, well, the best I could do is to be in a financial situation where I didn't have to have a garage sale. Or are you asking me what's the lowest I could go? I feel like I'm there right now. Is that what you're driving at? They have prices for things you didn't know had prices. That's not worth that much. Oh, you have a price on this snow globe? I didn't know you knew that. You know about snow globes from Orlando? Well, good for you. They're like, It's not worth 50 cents. Somebody tried to talk me down from 50 cents to a quarter. You're like, I'll show you something else. Took the snow globe, smashed it on the driveway, said the look on your face worth more than the snow globe. Did you know that? Thanks a lot, guys. That's it for me. You guys are so much fun.